moving forward with the Affiliate by the Sea conference, we're really happy to be able to have a new plugin for our referral partners and also for people using WordPress in the financial space and who use plugins. They're using the WordPress ecosystem. It's a great way for us to be able to demonstrate the power of trade ideas to anyone that's got a WordPress website, which is a pretty big install base nowadays. We have a history of this kind of thing. We were kind of early players in the custom scans and widgets type of thing that this plugin is replacing. Way back in the day, Phil and company made these custom scan and alert widgets, which can be embedded in any HTML page. The alert widgets could display any strategy. You could have the custom scans displayed top list type of windows. Of course, they were all 15-minute delays. There was some customizing available. They were automatically updated. In fact, the one on the right would dynamically update and show all of the new alerts as they would happen, and they'd fly in. The negatives on that is you do have to edit the HTML to add it, so you kind of have to be an advanced user. Relating to modern pages, they started to look a little dated, a little plain. The animation on the dynamically updating one starts to look a little old in the face of all the new flashier animations and new HTML types of aesthetics that have been going on. So we were looking towards making an improvement to that. We saw a lot of our referral partners run web pages. They run WordPress sites. They have their trading room supported by a WordPress site. So we've created a TI Vision WordPress plugin. And this utilizes the new technology in our new web-based version of Trade Ideas. So it looks amazing. First, a little background on why we chose to do a WordPress plugin rather than something else. I'm sure some of you who probably run a WordPress website. Is there any show of hands? Yeah, a few of you, for sure. You've installed plugins, right? You use these things, they're handy. It's a good way to get added functionality onto your website without having to get into the code, get an admin involved, get someone that's really knowledgeable about HTML. And, we just don't see this kind of support for plugins and third-party things from other management tools like Wix or Squarespace. Of course, plain HTML requires editing the actual code like our old plugin required. But WordPress is huge. WordPress is the most common CMS nowadays. Like hardly anyone's really using Joomla or Drupal anymore unless they got roped into that back when it seemed like a good idea. And over a quarter of all the world's sites around WordPress. There's over almost 50,000 WordPress plugins out there in their database. Probably some more that just aren't even in there in their environment. And it makes it easy for people to be able to update and add functionality without really kind of getting knee-deep into the code. So what our new plugin lets you do is get real trade idea scans right into your web page. So it's got the look and feel of Trade Ideas Pro. Right now we support alert windows, top list windows, and multi-strategy windows. We don't have our charting or other compare count. Those type of items are not yet available in the plugin, but they might be coming sometime soon. I also know that we have started to add Holly into our web-based version, and that's kind of in an alpha version that's in development right now. I saw an email that Kathy had just added that to the newest build, and that is very encouraging for getting that out into the wild. So the new technology that Trade Ideas Pro for the web is using and has the look and feel, and we're trying to emulate the usability of the Trade Ideas Pro download. And it's coming a long way. It's almost there, as I just mentioned on the previous slide. We're getting Holly out there into the web-based version as well, and that's going to solve our cross-platform issue. Something we didn't want to do was get involved in having a version for Microsoft and a version for Apple. That involves, complicates the development process. You have to have two different binaries. There's lots of stuff to support. If we can have a web-based version that works on any modern web browser and has all of our functionality in it, that's kind of a golden thing to have. People can get to it from anywhere, no matter what they're on. And so we have this plugin that now exists in the plugins database of WordPress. And I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the highlights of how to get this into your website and show you a couple simple examples of a sample installation I did really quickly while I was preparing these, so just to show you a simple version. So once you download the WordPress plugin, it's really easy to find. Just search for Trade Ideas plugin, Trade Ideas Vision in either the WordPress plugin search box, or just go to Google and type it in. It's the first hit, so the SEO on that works. Once you've installed it and activated it in your WordPress installation, you can either just download it and upload it as a zip file, like it's one of the normal ways to install it, or you can install it from the actual admin panel in WordPress. So you're going to see, what the code looks like, the short code that is used for embedding wherever you want on your WordPress site. So essentially, you just take that code, substitute the values, pop it into any of your posts or pages, and you will have a real Trade Ideas scan that you can use to advertise trade ideas or to use to educate your clients that are coming to your website to go to your trading room or read about your trading strategies, all that kind of good stuff. It's a really great illustrative tool, even though the data will be delayed. There's no real way around that right now. But for things like top list multi-strategy windows, that's really kind of a moot point. And even if the alert windows are delayed, you're still doing it for illustration purposes. They need to become a subscriber to use it. But as long as they understand that and they're not looking at real-time data, this is a really fantastic way to get trade ideas in your site. Okay, so there's a caveat right now because this is kind of in beta, so we're not using the regular version of Trade Ideas for the web you'd go to linked off of our homepage. You need to actually go to the URL that's in the instructions that are located at the WordPress plugin download page. So if you go to the WordPress plugins website and you search for Trade Ideas Vision, there's some instructions. You can see the screenshot with installation instructions. And you're going to need to use a URL for our web-based version that ends in !dev_tools, which enables you to use a feature that may or may not be public yet. I think it's not in the real public version yet, that has the smart layouts. And I'll explain how that's used probably on the next slide. So what you'll do is create a layout. Now, the good thing about this is you can take any of the windows or layouts that you normally use and just save it as a cloud link and then open that cloud link in Trade Ideas for the web using the dev tools and then monkey with it from there, or you can just go ahead and create your layout inside of Trade Ideas for the web dev tools environment. And once you have the windows that you want to display, now do keep in mind you're going to be loading these on people's web browsers. So don't save a layout that's got 50 windows from Trade Ideas, pop it into your thing as a shortcode, and expect people to be able to visit the web page comfortably. Recommend use between 1 to 5 windows. Try to keep it max 5 windows. That seems to be good for load times because it is going to slow down the page loading. But you can do any combination in your layouts of the windows that are supported, like the alert window, the top list, the multi-strategy windows. You can use any combination of them. In this case, I'm just doing a simple example that we use for the scans that go out on that Monday newsletter, the week ahead. So it's just a layout with the 3 scans. I just have them stacked vertically. And then I have to save it as a smart layout. So this is why you're at the DevTools version of Trade Ideas for the web. So what smart layout lets you do is save those scans as a layout, and it just automatically kind of distributes them evenly and what's available is based on how many windows you have open. So I've got 3 windows open, so it gives me those 3 options. So the option I'm going to choose is save 3 down. So I save a layout as save 3 down smart layout, and then I name it, so it's just an example name. And then you need to share it because you need to get your cloud link. So my vision for how this is going to be when the plugin's outside of beta is a lot of this you'll be able to take care from an admin panel. So when you log in to use your plugin in WordPress, click on the admin panel, and like a lot of other plugins, it'll just have a space like drop your cloud link here, how big do you want the windows, give me my short code, and then you get the short code without having to do this. But it's still simple because once you share and copy your link, you get the long URL. And what you're interested in is the code after code equals. That's the string that has all the information on our servers about your layout. And then you have the short code, which is how you insert it into the website. and pop that string into where it says cloud code, and then you'll decide how high and wide you want to make the window, and pick something reasonable. And then you'll pop that into your post. So as you're making your post, blah, 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 whatever, this is my page. This is what the TI Vision code looks like. As an example, I just decided to make it 600 wide by 600 high. And then publish and see if it looks reasonable. And then it looks good. So I now have a page with trade idea scans that not only look like they do in TI Pro, but the reader can also interact with them even on a smartphone or a tablet. They can click on the columns and change the sort for each individual window. They can scroll up and down. So depending on what your scan is, they can interact with it.
And they'd be moving if this was not.
If it's real data, updating, yes. Yep, absolutely. It will be updating. Obviously not real time. It'll be the 15 or 20 minute delay, but the top list will update every minute or two and have delayed data. Alerts as well, just a little delayed. And if you make a mistake, you'll get a friendly error notice that looks ugly. So when you preview it, you'll know. And then you can go back and fix the code. What you did if this happened is you either tried to put a cloud code in that doesn't really exist, or malformatted, like you missed a letter or two when you were copying it. So just go back and check your work and grab it again. So how is this going to benefit you as a referral partner? Well, it's a great place to build a call to action around. So if you've got a scan that's going to entice them to click through for something else, even if it's for your own product and not necessarily using a referral code to point them back to trade ideas, very valuable. Or you can use it with your referral code and point it to trade ideas for whatever reason works along with your scan. And it's a great way for you to leverage the popular scans you may have that you get the most requests for information from your readers or your clients. And it doesn't have to be a colored call to action box. It could just be a paragraph above that says, or below it that says, an explainer paragraph above the scan. Here's the reason the scan is going to save you tomorrow when you're trading. And below it, you can find out more about the scan in Barry's trading room, a link to the trading room that's a referral link. And then the referral link is giving them a cookie, which tags them as belonging to you as a referral partner. And then when they enter their name and email to join the trading room, they become a real lead. And since we close a lot of the people that get sent over to us for you, that'll become commission. So it's really easy to find. Again, you can just search for Trade Ideas Vision, Trade Ideas a plugin in Google, and it'll be the first hit. And you can also just go to WordPress and search for it. It's going to be right there. Really simple. Right now, it does have those hoops you need to jump through, though, to install it because it's beta. So you do have to get the cloud code yourself. You have to use the smart layout in the web development version of Trade Ideas for the web. But, this is why we're getting it out there to our referral partners first, because you all are most likely to benefit from using this more so than the average Trade Ideas user, that it would really have to be easy to use for them to want to put it in their website. So actually, at this point, before I go into the second half of this part of this presentation, I want to find out if there's any questions from you all about using the plugin, or if you'd like to find out like anything pertaining to it, because it is kind of a new tool for us.
Scott, are you gonna, or are we rather gonna give people good examples of the types of plugins that they might want to use? Because it seems like that would be a good idea for us to have some samples for people to have, so they don't have to think about what might be a good.
Well, yeah, some of the work that he did, a lot of people wouldn't want to do it at all.
Yeah.
You could probably just have a few samples for people to choose from, maybe.
Oh, pre-configured?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have some pre-configured samples that are available on the actual installation information page. It's just a string. You can just copy the shortcode and install it, and it'll get you going. We'll have actually the way I envision the plugin after we get an admin panel built for it, which will be the next step after we get some feedback from the early users about how they use it and what they're using, is there could just be we could have all of our pre-configured strategies available, and they wouldn't even have to create them, because they could just use the drop-down for the pre-configureds.
Yeah, I want to make sure everyone knows that if it sounds like Scott's talking about something very complex, of course the jargon is aimed at our users, because you have to know what a cloud link is, and we're assuming, of course, our referral partners are already somewhat familiar with the technology.
Yes, the referral partners should, well, if they're following our best advice that we give them when they join us as referral partners, then after they've been a referral partner for a short period of time, they will have already taken some kind of training with Trade Ideas and should know what a cloud link is. If you are considering becoming a referral partner, or if you are one already and don't know about this stuff, please take advantage of the training that we offer,
Maybe that's a
or
good
reach out
segue,
to us.
just
Yeah.
to talk about the fact that everybody that subscribes gets that kind of a training.
Of course, yeah. We do actually make it very obvious that all subscribers get a full hour of one-on-one training. And if someone's a referral partner and they're making the effort to help promote Trade Ideas, we are going to put an effort into helping you understand Trade Ideas and how to present Trade Ideas. So just reach out to us so that we can help you understand the best way to help yourself and help Trade Ideas, because it is a symbiotic relationship. Mike?
So if a user goes to my site, would they be able to take the cloud link from the box? Like if I had a scan that I really liked and I wanted to show them to it, but not have it taken from me?
That's actually a perfect question. Okay, so at this point right now, no, the window is just the window. It's a display window. You would need to include the cloud link that you are sharing with them as a link underneath it. If you're going to use a referral link, you need to put that near it or around it. But in the future, something that we'd like to do, and this would be a feature that we'd like to add, would just be have that kind of information available from the box itself. So that would have to be something that's built into the box for the plugin that would get into the next version that Phil and Kathy will build for us. If that is determined to be one of the features that we add to it next. So requested features get put into a queue. We look at them and decide on it. But the ability to insert the link that you want in the box to have people be able to click, which would be for referral partners, the referral link that goes to a corresponding page on Trade Ideas, or have a link to the scan available, or a combination of that, or just a link to your own site, to another section of your own site from that scan. That is something I'd like to have in there. So it's a good feature to request, and yeah, that's something to consider. Because that would be a great, because that way you wouldn't have to include so much additional information around the box. You could just embed the box, and the box itself could let someone click here to find out where they got this data, or click here to get the cloud link. And yeah, absolutely. Anyone would like to contribute any more questions? Sean?
Is this out now, or?
This is available now in WordPress, right there on the WordPress plugins section. It's ready for testing. And today, after Steve and Dan have their advanced workshop presentation, we're going to have time here to go over this stuff. So if anyone wants to look at the stuff behind the scenes, I can grab a laptop, pull it out. If we can HDMI cable, we can put it on the projector, or we can just kind of gather around whoever's interested, maybe at one of these tables, and I can kind of show you how that works. Would anyone else like to explore this topic some more?
I think it's just a great topic and lots of opportunities if we do this right. It's a really good idea to definitely show it to some people and put it in action.
Awesome, yeah.
I just wish, Scott, next time you'd have maybe a small video or something. I'm not sure if it's obvious, just, how much this, it looks good. It makes your web page look classy, and it's something for people to stare at.
And
Yeah, for
by
sure.
the way, we have this on our homepage. Maybe that's one of the things that we test the widget.
We do.
It's on-
We've had the widget tested ourselves for quite a while, and it looks good. It looks good on different devices, and that's one of the key things. Is this is something that you could put on a page that someone will be able to view these scans on their phone or tablet and evaluate them, and then possibly make an action on one of the links that you have above or below the scan. And it's a layout too, so you're not limited to just having one window. You could have 2 or 3 windows that complement each other and you could tell a little story around it with the text that you kind of wrap around